Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to begin the funeral service. We ask for those that have a cell phone or pager, if you could turn it to the silent mode. Officiating today is Rabbi Baruch Hertz.
We'll begin with Psalm 16. Chom David Shemini El Chasisi Vah. Marti Adonai Elohim Avta Vasi Ba'alech. Hekdoshim Asher Ba'aretz Heima V'adirek Al Chetzivam. Yirba Tzveisom Achem Aharu Ba'asik Askem Edom. Uval Eses Shmois Vasfasai. Adonai V'nas Chelki L'choisi Atat Hamad Garali. Chavolim Nofel Li Ben Iman Afnach L'Shafra Alai. Avarachat es Adonai Asher Yatzani, Afleilas Yisrunich LeYosai. Shivisi Adonai Ledi Samet K'Yamini Lebal Emet. V'chein Samach Libi Yagal Kavedi, Af Pesari Yishkin Levetach. Ki Lo Yisazev Nafshi L'Shoel, Lo Yisitein Chastech L'Shachas. Toidi'eni Orech Chaim Sebes Machais, Es the Imois Panecha Ne'imois V'Mincha Netzach. The song by David, God watch over me. I place my trust in me. My soul, you my master, you're not obligated to benefit me. For the sake of the holy ones who lie on the earth, and for the mighty whom with desires all fulfilled in their merit, those who hasten that other avenues of sorrow shall increase. I will offer, the Lord is my allotted portion, my share. You guide my destiny. Many have fallen to me in pleasant places, indeed a beautiful inheritance of mine. I bless the Lord who has advised me, even in nights. I have set the Lord before me in all times, because he is my right hand. I shall not falter. Therefore, my heart rejoices, my soul exalts, my flesh too secure. For you will not abandon my soul to the grave. You will not allow me to fall. May known be the path of life, and may I be satiated with joy of your presence, with the bliss of your holy right hand forever. A psalm by David, Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He revives my soul. He directs me in the paths of righteousness for the sake of his name. Even though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I feel no evil, because you are with me. You will comfort me. You have anointed my head with oil, my cup is full. Only goodness and kindness shall follow me the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for many long years. We are here to pay our respect, our final respect, for someone so dear and special to us, Geri Gittel Bas Yosef. We're gathered here, the overflow crowd of friends, family, children, grandchildren, that's great-grandchildren. There's some people came from far, from near. I recognize some rabbis here in the room, Rabbi Wolf from Cheder Lubavitch, Rabbi Posner from Skokie Chabad, as well as many who are here to pay respect to someone so dear and meant so much in their life. A few nights ago, I had the merit of being in a room together with Gittel Bas Yosef Geri, and surrounded by loving family, her children, some of the grandchildren, and we did some prayers. Obviously, it was a very special moment, not an easy moment, a hard moment, but yet sometimes in hard moments, in a few minutes, or an hour or two, these moments give you a depth of life and create some thoughts and thinking which lasts you forever. What I saw was, besides the spirituality which was there, I realized a few very special things. What I noticed was the love of her children and the care the children gave to the dear and beloved mother was unbelievable. Now, obviously, you say children should take care of, but it's not so true. I've not been around, and I see the children, the care, the devotion, the feeling, the farewell, the hard moments, the understanding that it's the realities of life, which unfortunately, Geri Gittel is going to a better place, but a hard place, hard for the family, no longer with them. But yet to see such warmth and such strong feelings, it represents really what the Gittel, the work she did, Geri, what she did for her family in her lifetime, and all what the children meant to her and the whole mishpacha. Allow me to share one small thought. You know, we're gathered here, it's called in English a cemetery. In Hebrew, what is the translation of cemetery? So it's ironic and interesting that really there is 3 translations given if you look up throughout the entire Torah and Talmud. Beis HaKvaris, which means in Hebrew burial place. Beis Almin, a place of eternity. And Beit HaChayim, a place of life. The question is, why 3? You know, when you say a synagogue, there's one translation. People call it a shul in Yiddish, but really in Hebrew it's Beis HaKnesses, a gathering place. And the answer is that this moment, or this stage of life, there's really a few stages which really can mean so much, and it really has all 3 translations. It could be Beis HaKvaris, it's a place of burial, but it's not really. That's the most important thing. Maybe factually we be part of a burial, paying our last respect to someone who lived a full life, a life of beauty, but it's much deeper. It's Beis Almin, it's eternity. Because the life of Geri and the warmth and her positiveness, I've known some of the grandchildren and Shazay and Shalom, who are loved and devoted members of the community, have always related to me that she was a warm, kind person. She always had a smile. She always made the grandchildren feel special. Always made everyone feel so part of it. Whether she was in the JCC, in any part where she worked in the jobs, at any stage of life, till her last minute, she was always there, happy to be around. And that's a blessing. That's eternity. And that's something which you can give, just adding to people so much warmth and joy. But I think the 3rd translation is even more important. Beis HaChayim means life. And the reason why it's life, because Gittel Bas Yosef Geri lived a full life. But it's the life of her children, which is, whether it's Jody, who came all the way from Texas, or Barry and Robin, or grandchildren, Ryan, Shazay, Jenny, Edina, Sam, Jessica, and the great-grandchildren, that is going to be her eternity, her life. Because all the imparted messages that she taught her family, and for that reason, being so giving and so positive and so there for their friends, for the community, that is the eternity of Gittel's life, of Gittel Bas Yosef, Geri's life. So we stand at such a trying moment, at a moment of hard to say, and part with a loved one who means so much. It's, we say, "V'hachayit in a the words of our sages are, the living should take to heart. It's something for us to walk on and to take something positive. And when someone lived a life and there's so many good memories, and even in those few hours, I've heard so much. And what struck me also is the dedication of the caregiver, who I saw she really cared for her. And the reason is because Gittel Bas Yosef was a good person, Geri, her children were good, and when goodness is there, goodness just flows over. And I saw at that moment that you're around goodness and happiness and positiveness. May I suggest that we sit there today in such a moment. For sure, this is the end of a certain stage in life. So first of all, I say to the family, to the children, it's a new time to unite and stay connected together and stay stronger, as the family should always stay united, because unity is always the best thing. Today is Erev Shabbos. It's the right before Shabbat, and it's customary before Shabbat we light an extra candle. We light candles. We take in the Shabbos with lighting the Shabbat candles. And maybe I suggest that today's day, in such a special, in a moment, that we pay our respect to someone, Gittel Bas Yosef. I ask for everyone to light the Shabbat candles and remember a soul of someone so special, someone who brought in so much joy and happiness, and someone who will be missed. I will conclude with a final prayer we say on the Shabbat dinner when we light the candles and say the Kiddush. We say, Tnu lo mipri yadeha v'yihalu b'sh'arei ma'aseha. Let the fruits of her labor be the blessing to her and her family. Tehei nafsh tzura b'tzara hachayim. May her soul have a proper elevation, and may all the goodness and the good deeds be a good to better, we say. Pray for her. I give a special blessing to the family. The family should only know of simchas, of nachas, of only blessings, of happiness, of joy, and they only meet on good occasions. We'll now hear present the children. We'll hear from Barry, and then Adina will present the grandchildren.
Ma. Wow, would she love being the center of all this attention. I've been blessed to have an amazingly special bond with my mom. Spoke almost every day, saw each other all the time. We shared a unique, kind of bizarre sense of humor. I'll miss going to see her, giving her a wet willy and her wild responses. My mom was a woman of incredible inner strength and resilience. During my brother, sister, and myself growing up, she made very difficult and in many ways unpopular decisions and choices to make a life for herself and for us. She was an amazing mother. Through our lives, she's always standing with us and standing up for us through challenges and difficulties. She sacrificed immensely so that we would be able to get somewhere in life. She was ever present for my children, babysitting, carpooling, shopping, all the things that kids cherish with a grandmother, Sunday school, Hebrew school, concerts, skating, everything. She was always there. Birthday parties, bas mitzvahs, chasna. And once she had great-grandchildren, she felt she had hit the pinnacle. She had such a special sense of joy and pride for my grandchildren and her other great-grandchildren. And the story of Jima is her love of family, friends, strangers, animals. You know, animals, they're human too, they have feelings. She had an amazing love of pets. She thrived in her relationship with the people from her family to her health club friends, her Canasta, Maj, Rummikub, at Carrington. She loved Marilyn. Marilyn was an angel from God. An angel. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that it was a miracle that she was brought to us to be with my mother through her last year or so. And if you knew my mom, you get it. She was full of joy for life and living. Page 2, Paul Harvey. She found ways to look at most things with a sense of humor and a twist and an anecdote, and she remembered things from her growing up in Monessen, Pennsylvania, from Bubba and Pap Spevock and Grandma and Grandpa Bergstein. She had all these funny little quips and that were legend. You'd ask her something, what do you want me to do, stand on my head and spit nickels? I may not always be right, but I'm never wrong. Was willst du von mir, mein Kind? Loch and go. And they go on and on and on. Get kacken af and yam. But when all is said and done, my mom loved living and being with her family and being with her friends. And I will miss her beyond belief.
First, before I share my words, so whenever my grandma felt sad or was having a hard time, I would always, I would try to write her notes of encouragement, because she always told me that I was so good with my words and my writing, and I never liked seeing her sad, so I would always write her just notes and give them to her to read. So last night, I was feeling sad, and I thought about all my family who probably feels the same. And I like to write poetry, so I just wrote a quick little poem for encouragement for myself and for all of us, because I think my grandma would want us to uplift each other, like she uplifted us and like we all tried to uplift her. I'm sad and feel numb, but I'm also okay, for these feelings are temporary, they shall not forever stay. I know they'll come in waves and never fully go away, but faith and love shall carry me through tough days. Sorrow and grief is what many of us feel, so let's feel these emotions, for this will help us heal. They are heavy to carry and difficult to swallow, but these following words are what my grandma would want us all to follow. Please be safe, take care of yourself. If you're struggling, then still look to me for help. Last but not least, she would sincerely say, I love you, and remember, as long as you're okay, I'm okay. So with these words, I leave you all with this. I know that having us all here together brings my grandma eternal bliss. And then this is a note to my grandma, to Grandma. Our relationship is something that has filled my life with the constant feeling of unconditional love. I never ever doubted your love for me, and I hope and pray you've never doubted my love for you. Your physical presence may no longer be here to show me the unconditional love in forms of hugs, holding my hand, verbally telling me how much you love me, phone calls, gestures, and the list goes on, but I know this, your love for me, for our family, and all your loved ones is strong and so powerful enough to still be felt through your spiritual presence and the mark you've left within all of us. It is strong and powerful enough to be felt through your presence of you watching over me. I know that because I feel you and your love with me right now. 267-0371, 847-933-0547, 847-507-9022. These three numbers will always stick with me. 267-0371, the license plate number of your car, your Toyota Camry and your Toyota RAV4. I can hear you saying, wow, I can't believe you remember that. You have such a great memory. Yes, of course I remember that number. That's not just a car to me, but it's where we would laugh, share time together. It's the car that was always there when I needed you. Whether it was taking me to Hebrew school, getting me caramel frappuccinos, stalling time with me so I wouldn't be too on time or too early to Hebrew school, and the list goes on. 847-933-0547, the phone number of your old apartment, 847-507-9022, your cell phone number, in case you didn't answer your home phone number. Grandma, can you come over and play? Grandma, can we go to the movies? These are more than phone numbers to me. These numbers were and still stand as the landline of what brings me back to little Adina, and those feelings of joy and excitement as I called you, asking you to come play with me, and the joy and excitement I felt inside of me when you would tell me you're on the way. From then until present day, Grandma, our bond has always been special. You know that. We share a bond not only through our love for each other, but also through our love for animals, for music, for Tom and Geri, for cute shoes, for cute clothes, through the way we both worry so deeply, through the way we both easily feel guilt, through the way we both love so deeply, through the way we both feel emotion so deeply, and the list goes on. Grandma, I remember you once told me something along the lines of, Adina, you're like my guardian angel on this earth. Well, Grandma, now you will always be my guardian angel. You will live through us all. I will miss you every day. But I find joy and peace as I stand here, and I still feel your presence within me and all of us who love you so dearly. I love you, Grandma, and thank you for being you. To all of you, I hope this glimpse of sharing my relationship with my grandma serves to show and convey to you all the loving and beautiful and amazing soul of my grandma.
Before we do the Kalmale, take 30 seconds. Everyone can think something positive about Geri, a memory in life that will be a blessing to her. We traditionally do the Kalmale, and the soul of Gittel Bas Yosef is welcomed when I see the pictures on a wall, the beautiful family she came from, and even the grandpa Yaakov Zev, and the stories behind the big Talmuds, the big Gemaras, and the many beautiful stories of a wonderful family that she came from. I'm sure we'll welcome her and only pray for continued strength to the family. Please rise for the Kalmale. El Mole Rachamim, Shoichem Eroimim, Hamse Menuchel Achayna, Al Kanfei Ashchina, B'maylas Hagdoishim, Utahoirim, Kazayar Akiyam Azhirim, Es Nishmas, Gittel Bas Yosef, Shahol Chole Lama, Ba'avush, and Advit Staka Badaskars Nishmasa, Began Eden Temen Chasa, Lachein Bala Rachamim, Yastir Ebesei Sekanov of Leilamim, V'yitzrar B'tzrar HaChaim Es Nishmasa, Adonai Hu Nachlasa, V'sanuach HaMishkava B'shalayim, V'naima Amen. God, full of compassion, who dwells on high, grant true rest upon the wings of the Shekhinah, the divine presence, in the exalted spheres of the holy and pure, who shine of the firmament on the soul of Gittel Bas Yosef Geri, who has gone to her supernal world. For charity has been donated in remembrance of a soul. May a place be rest be in Gan Eden. Therefore, may the All-Merciful One shelter her with the cover of his wings forever, and bind her soul in the bond of life. The Lord is our heritage. May she rest in a resting place in peace, and let us all say Amen.
This concludes the funeral here at the chapel. The interment will take place right outside this chapel, to my right, your left. At the conclusion of the interment, the family will be sitting Shiva at Barry's residence, 7831 Kildare, from 10 a.m. to 12:30 daily, and 6 to 9 p.m. with a Shachos Minyan at 10 a.m. and a Mincha Marav at 8:20 p.m. The following individuals have been asked to act as pallbearers. As I call your name, please come forward. Shalom Bergovoy, Sam Shapiro, Alan Berkelhammer, Jerry Paloff, Mario Jedwabnik, David Greenfield, Sandy Mason, Kai Wong, Elvin Carmichael, and Mehmet Gokak, I'm assuming. I apologize if I messed up your name. If we remain standing as we escort the Adam Kaiser. We're going to escort the casket to the graveside, and we'll continue there with the burial.
Pallbearers on either side to escort the casket.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to all walk up to the graveside straight ahead.